Hi guys, and welcome back to Handmade Well Made. We're so glad that we've got some new subscribers on now. We'd like to say thank you for joining us. And today we are going to show you how to make a snowman out of that little piece of wood.
What piece of wood is that, Scott?
I believe this is beech. It's quite hard because it's been in here drying for quite a while, so it might take a little bit longer than some of the softer woods do, but we'll see what it turns out like for you. Right guys, we're going to be using this centre finder, and all you do is you just put it on your wood and pull a line on, move it round a little bit, put another line on, and you'll do that maybe 3 or 4 times until you find your centre. Always make sure you've got it pulled right in, because if you don't, you won't get it accurate. So there we've done 3, so we know our centre on this is just about there. So you do the same on the other side, using the 45 side, not the other. So we've got a line on there again. Another one. And then once finish it off. So we know our centre is dead on there. And now when we mount it, we've got as reference points. So you hold it onto your first one, and then tighten this second one onto it. And then you know you're virtually dead centre on the wood. A slight adjustment. Now she's all tight in there, she shouldn't come out. Give her a little test spin. Yep, that's lovely. So the first tool we're going to be using is a spindle gouge. This just helps you get your round straight away and quite quickly because of the size of the blade. It just allows you to get through material quicker. And then once we've done that, we will be using the ball gouge, which is very similar, but you've got swept back wings on it, so you can do a lot more work on it and more fine work with it. And we'll also be using the skew, which will allow us just to get into as fine corners and as little detailed areas. We've got this as well. This is a mask that we use. This is a paintballing mask. You can get specific ones for turning. I find them quite expensive, but if you want something that's going to do a really good job, it's worth paying for. It's your own, it's your safety that you've got to think about. If any of these flies off and hit you in the face, I can speak out of personal experience, they hurt. I got a cut over my eye by one of them, and I've also broken my thumb on the lathe. So it's very advisable to take as much precaution as you can. So we're going to put the mask on now, and then we'll get a spindled up. Right guys, please remember I've only been on the lathe for possibly 18 months to 2 years, so I'm not an expert. I don't know everything there is to know about turning, and I don't protest to be that this is the way you should do it, but this is just showing you how I do it. It's just sort of an example and to give you ideas on how to do stuff. So we'll get cracked on now. Right guys, the way I check to make sure we've got a decent level is I'll put a ruler on. You can see it's touching all the way along, so that way we know that we're straight. It's just an easier, quicker way than trying to iron guess it. So what we'll do now is we'll go onto the skew, and what we'll do is we'll start shaping it. guys, that's more or less it done. We've just got to flatten this bottom bit off so it sounds right. Right guys, it's down to sanding now. You don't have to go really super good on this because at the end of the day it's only a tiny little ornament. What we made these for last year is we were selling them as sets of 6 for I think it was £25, and we were selling them as bauble hangers. Basically put a little hook and loop in the top and you hang it on your Christmas tree. So we'll start sanding now. We're going to start at 80 grit and then we're going to go from 120 to 240. This is a good way of using used sandpapers as well. When the hook and loop on the back stops working, if you put them to one side you can use them for your lathe. Just getting double usage out of them then. We'll just finish it off with a bit of 120, give it a bit of a clean. See, previous to this I was doing a little resin mushroom and all the resin's built up on the pad. So all you do is usually just give it a couple of taps and it seems to bring up a lot of it off. So there you have it guys, that's your snowman. Right guys, I'm just going to use bandsaw now just to take this little nub off bottom where the drive key was. So it's just a case of taking it off, majority off with bandsaw, and we'll finish it on belt sander. Right, so we're just going to sand the last little bit of the nub off and just make sure it sits flat. And there you go guys, it sits perfectly flat. This is only basically, the only reason you have to sand them flat is if they're going to be used as table ornaments. You can leave the bottom off a little bit if you're going to be using them to put the eyelet in the top and hang them as trees. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a few drill holes and we're going to put the nose, eyes and the buttonholes on. So,
What size drill bit's that, Scott?
I believe this is a 6mm because the dowels that we're using are 8 and I like to keep them nice and tight when they go in there.
You like it tight?
I like it tight. But they're the dowels we're going to be using, and what we do is we just paint them orange. I haven't got one painted orange for this clip, but you get the gist of it. So what I usually do is I've got just below centre. Always use one of the wooden bits that's got the spike on it, because if not, when you're drilling on an angle, it'll tend to run off and you'll not keep it in the same place. So it's a nice deep hole. Right, now we've got us all done for the nose. Just get it rubbed down, just get rid of any burrs. So we've got us little dowel. Usually we paint these orange before we actually put them in, but for sake of video I'm just going to put it in as it is. It just makes it easy, you don't have to get orange around here then if you actually put it in afterwards you painted it. So now we've got his nose in. It's a case of changing the drill bit out for a smaller one for the eyes.
He's got quite a big nose. Is he modelled off you?
Yes, he's related to me.
Oh.
Didn't give him a long neck though, look.
Oh, wow.
Again, it's the drill bits with the little spike on for the wood bits. You don't have to go deep, just deep enough that you can get a bit of black paint in there and they can be seen. And there you have your snowman, all you've got to do, paint your hat, put a little black paint in your eyes and in the holes, and there you have your snowman all finished and done.